Well, it's about 1:30 a.m. The day after I made this battle video. This is my first battle video, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of things I need to work out, especially narration-wise, because I don't have a script for this, so I'm just watching the video and making comments as they appear. Hopefully it's not too awkward, and I don't actually run out of comments, because as you can tell by the total time of this video, it is a long-ass battle. So right now, obviously I'm on the left with my matte and matching light blue sleeves, and my friend Chris is on the right with his fancy black and white Zekrom Reshiram sleeves. So it's pretty cool. And I am running a Donphan deck with Vileplume and Reuniclus techs. Basically, I got this idea last time I was at League. I had Donphan with a Reuniclus tech, and that did pretty well. For those that don't know, Reuniclus has the ability Damage Swap, where you can move damage counters around your Pokemon. Now that's pretty useful in Donphan, because Machamp Prime's Champ Buster attack does 100 damage plus 10 for each of your bench Pokemon with damage counters on them. So it can do a maximum of 150, and that is pretty much enough to knock out any Pokemon in the game. Sorry guys, I'm a little stuffy. Pretty much enough to knock out any Pokemon in the game. So if you can get it set up and run it consistently, it works really well. And what Reuniclus does is you can shift damage if you weren't able to use Donphan's Earthquake, which does 10 to each Pokemon on your bench. So I was running Donphan with Reuniclus and using Max Potion to heal up any extra energy. But then I considered the problems that Catcher would have. Because, you know, obviously if someone has Catcher, they're going to Catcher off Reuniclus, and that would heavily suck. So I heavily tweaked the format, took out the Max Potions, threw in a couple of Vileplumes, and reduced the number of Reuniclus I had. I think it's 3-2-2 with the Vileplume line, and just 1-1-1 for Reuniclus, mainly for use after I get the Vileplume set up, so the Reuniclus can't be catchered. And I found that the trainer lock that the Vileplume provides, I forgot to mention, Vileplume's ability, if Vileplume is in play, neither player can use trainer cards. Neither player can use any trainer cards, so it's pretty useful for blocking stuff like Catcher or even your opponent setting up. So, yeah, I was running Donphan, then I added the Reuniclus, then I added the Vileplume. So, yeah, I tested it a few times online, and it worked pretty well, so, I wanted to make a video of my first real-life experience with this deck, and so here we have it. And Chris, on the other hand, is running Thunderus, Tornadus, and Cinccino, I believe. We'll find out later in the video. There's more than that. I can't remember it entirely. But his plan is to use the Genies' energy-moving abilities to do damage. Plus, Tornadus is a really good Donphan counter. But I don't think I use Donphan that much in this video, so you don't get to see that. So anyway, let's start the battle. I can't remember. I think Chris went first. I'm not entirely sure. Let's wait it out. Yeah, Chris goes first, and he plays a Interviewer's Questions. That lets you look at the top 8 cards of your deck and take as many energies as you want from those 8 cards, and then you shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So he takes a double colorless energy, a fighting, and an electric, and he attaches the electric, it looks like. and then he uses Thunderus's charge, which lets you attach. I think you search your deck for another electric energy, then attach it. I sort of have a glare on my active. I apologize for that, guys, but I currently have a Cleffa. I lay down a Machamp and attach a fighting energy. I have no clue what that support I just threw down was. Looks like it's Professor Oak's new theory, which I shuffle my hand back into my deck, and then I draw 6 cards. So that's going to happen soon. By the way, Cleffa's attack, Eek, does the same thing as Professor Oak's new theory, except Cleffa falls asleep afterwards, and then Cleffa's Pokebody, the sweet sleeping face, states that it cannot be attacked, or it cannot take damage while it is asleep. So it's pretty useful for stalling and just setting up in general. But it's also pretty risky at the same time, because if you can't keep it asleep after your turn, it's probably going to die. But you'll find in my deck that's not necessarily a bad thing. So after getting my hand, I put down another Machamp, and then I Eek. So I shuffle my hand back into my deck, and then draw 6 more. I take a long time to shuffle. And I roll to see if he's asleep, and I think it's a 1. No, it's a 2. It's 2, so Cleffa is awake, and most likely doomed. So Chris attaches fighting energy to Thunderus. Thunderus's other attack does 80 damage and then discards an energy. So Cleffa's probably going to die here. Die a miserable, depressing, short-lived death. You can kind of see my hand there. There's a Vileplume there, but I have no Oddish, so that doesn't really help me. Chris is thinking what he wants to do here. Just throwing through his cards, seeing if there's anything he could use here, anything he can put down. So he's going to attack, discard the fighting energy, and knock out my Cleffa. He goes up 1 prize. I play my non-energied Machamp. I evolve my bench Machamp to Machoke. As you can see, I'm trying to build up that Machamp Prime as fast as I can. Play Pokemon Collector. I don't know who I put back in my deck, but I'm probably searching. Yeah, I got an Oddish out of that. So I'm trying to build up that Vileplume that you saw in my hand not long ago. I think there might be a rare candy in there too, which would greatly help with bringing up the Vileplume. So I bench the Oddish. And I'm thinking. And I pass. Chris attached another fighting to his Thunderus. Doesn't need to put it under because he's just going to discard it. He plays Pokemon Communication. Again, I couldn't see what he put down. He's probably looking for a... Aha, yeah, Tornadus. Which is a good counter for my fighting deck because Tornadus has 20 resistance to fighting. It also has an attack that does 80 damage, except that it moves an energy from the active to a benched Pokemon, which is pretty useful, but also can cause problems if you run low on energies, because that makes Tornadus a useless attacker eventually. Look at my hand, yeah, I do have, there you go, 2 rare candies, so I'm going to evolve Vileplume next turn, assuming he doesn't have a catcher on him to get rid of the Oddish there. By the way, Chris used Junk Arm there. Basically that lets you grab a, or if you discard 2 cards from your hand, you can take any trainer from your discard, and looks like he got a Communication or a Dual Ball. One of the two. He just played a Dual Ball here and failed both flips, so he cannot get any more basic Pokemon. He attacks and knocks out my Machamp, so Chris has now 2 prizes to my 0. I put my Machoke into play, attach a Rescue Energy. If Machoke is knocked out, if that Pokemon is knocked out, I can put all the Pokemon cards back in my hand. I play the Rare Candy to evolve the Oddish to Vileplume, and then I play the Oak to get a new hand. Hand refreshment is a very important thing, because, you know, in a hand, typically you only need a couple cards in there, so getting a new hand every so often helps, tremendously. Again, guys, I apologize for the glare. So I got a Machamp from the, new hand. Man, I have some girly arms. Sorry, then I play the Cleffa, just in case I need to get a new hand again. So I forgot to mention, Trainer Lock is now in effect because I have the Vileplume in play, so neither me nor Chris can use trainers. And I choose, I can't remember what it's called, but Machamp's one attack does 30, but due to weakness it does 60 to Thunderus. Chris plays Professor Elm's training method. I think he's looking for a Cinccino. Now Cinccino has an attack for 2 colorless. It does 20 damage times the number of Pokemon on your own bench. So it can do max of 100 for 2 energy, which is pretty awesome. It's not a bad card to have. And he does attach the double colorless to that. And he retreats. Or decides not to retreat. He's thinking it over. See, it is sort of a tough decision because you lose that energy when you retreat, but it could also save your ass in the long run. So we wait. It's a good thing this isn't a tournament match, or else we'd get time called on us, because that's usually about 30 minutes or so. We're still thinking. If I recall, he does end up switching him out. Looking over his hand, seeing if he can play anything. He probably has a few trainers in there, thanks to Trainer Lock. And pondering. We're talking while this is going on, so it's not just like, you know, we're sitting there in total silence while he's making a decision. So I apologize for the extended wait time. You can see my hand again there. I have some kind of energy, 2 twins and an oak. He decides to retreat, and he will do the wave for 80. Now see, if he had another basic, he would have done 100 to knock out my Machoke, which would have sucked. So that changed the tide of the battle right there. I attach a fighting energy. That'll allow me to use Machoke's other attack for 60, which would knock out Cinccino based on weakness. His deck is very weak to fighting except for Tornadus, just so you guys know. I think that was a Twins. Twins you can only play when you have more prize cards left than your opponent, so it can easily change the face of a battle really quickly. And in fact, part of my strategy is based on running behind, because, you know, building up 3 stage 2s, that takes a long time, but once it's set up, it is pretty much unstoppable. So I'm probably looking for either some sort of Reuniclus evolution or probably Machamp in there somewhere. I'm not sure what else. Maybe energy, I don't know. So I evolve Machoke to Machamp. Aha, it was the Machoke that I was looking for. Evolve the Machamp to the Machoke. So I can get more Machamps, which if I get Reuniclus up can spread the damage around further. And I do Crushing Punch for the knockout. Crushing Punch to 60, and the opponent discards the special energy attached. So he opts to put in Thunderus, who at this point is unable to attack. So he attaches the energy to Tornadus, hoping to counter my fighting Pokemon. And he passes. I attach with fighting to Machamp, so I can now use that fabled Champ Buster. But here it will only do 100 because my bench is completely healthy. So I play an Oak. Get a new hand. I evolve the Machoke to Machamp. So now I have two Machamps in play. If I so choose, which I do, I use Machamp's Fighting Tag Pokepower, which lets me take all the energy attached to the active and move it on to, or basically switch the active with my Machamp and take all the fighting energy with it. So I do that, Crushing Punch with a knockout. I did this to preserve the Machamp for, damage reasons, and it powers up Champ Buster as well by 10. So he puts out Cinccino and passes. I play what I assume to be, Collector. Yeah, I can't play Twins anymore because we both have 4 prizes. Collector lets you search your deck for any 3 basic Pokemon. Got Machamp. Probably another Machamp and a Solosis. We'll see. There's the Solosis. And Phanpy. Okay. So Phanpy will be there to probably absorb more damage. It's easy to evolve. Donphan's only a stage 1 Pokemon. It has 120 HP, so it can hold a lot of damage that I damage swap, if I so choose to do that. Not as much as the Machamp, obviously, but I like to keep the Machamps sort of healthy, in case we need to put them into play for some reason. Or in case the opponent has some sort of sniping, bench attacking Pokemon. So I play the Machamp and Solosis. And I knock him out with Crushing Punch. So now I am now up 3 prize cards to 2. So as you can see, I made a quick turnaround, knocking out 3 to his 0. So I think he used Twins, so now he's searching for anything that'll help him right now, because with just a Tornadus and Thunderus, he's kind of screwed. still thinking. His problem is he has a lot of trainers in his deck, but can't use them because of Vileplume's trainer lock. So he can only take energies, Pokemon, and supporters. He goes with the Fisherman, which I think lets you take 4 basic energies from your discard pile and put them into your hand. Or deck. I'm not sure which. And Chris is done shuffling. Attaches a double colorless. Hurricane, which does 80, and moves an energy to your bench. So now I'm mildly having a problem here. I evolved the Slowsis to Duosion, the Machamp to Machoke, and attach my Fighting to Machoke. I do the Crushing Punch, which will only do 40 because of his resistance, but he has to discard that double colorless energy. So now he can't attack this turn, as he needs to attach 2 energies, but can't, barring a double colorless in his hand, of course. So he plays Fisherman. 4 energies back. It does go into the hand, so he attaches 1 to Thunderus. Because at this point, Tornadus is pretty screwed. He really can't do anything. He doesn't have a double colorless. So I think he's going to sacrifice him here. He passes, knowing that he's doomed. Though not necessarily. He only has 40 damage on him, he has 110 HP. So if I can get Champ Buster, he's dead. If I can't, then he still has a shot. So I evolve the other Machoke to Machamp. So I have 3 Machamps in play right now, which is ridiculous. It's not entirely necessary, but it is pretty cool. And I do Crushing Punch for 40. Now he has no special energy attached, so nothing is discarded. But he attaches a Lightning Energy to Thunderus, retreats the Tornadus, brings him out, and does 80 damage for the knockout. So I bring up Cleffa, of course, just to refresh my hand, if necessary, of course. Sorry, I'm saying of course too much. I attach a Rescue to that Machamp. And play Phanpy. Now basically the point there is to evolve Donphan so he can absorb more energy once I get Reuniclus out to damage swap. So basically my active will be nearly invincible, as very few Pokemon can do 150 damage. I use Eek, get a new hand. And draw 6. Cleffa is awake, so Cleffa will die, most likely. And Chris will again take the lead. 4 prizes to 3, potentially. So he attaches, then discards, which is the attack, and Cleffa is dead. So now I'm deciding who to put in. I go with Machamp Prime. Only has 2 energy attached. Can't attack right now, unless I attach another energy. Which I do. And I think that's twins, I think? Yeah, that's twins. So I'm going to try and find the Reuniclus and probably a Donphan. Just so I have more, Reuniclus so I can move damage around. And again, Donphan to hold more damage. Now that does nothing for the Champ Buster attack. I mean, if he has any damage counters on him, it just does 10 more. But, like I've been saying, the ability to hold more energy will give my main attackers more time to stay out in play. Alright, and I do get the Reuniclus, as well as the Donphan, so I know myself pretty well, apparently. Put down Oddish just because, and the video ran out, so I need to open up the second one. Put down the Oddish, just to, again, hold more energy on the bench there. Then I damage swap that damage from a champ. I should put all of it on Reuniclus. I'm not sure why. Oh, because it knocks out Thunderus anyway. So, we are tied at 2 prizes left each. He has Sock out, which is really weak and just does 20 damage to me. But, because of damage swap, first I attach the double colorless so I can do Champ Buster. Damage swap, I move that to Vileplume and break that up. So my bench is all damaged. So I do Champ Buster for 150. And the knockout. So I have 1 prize card left. At this point it's pretty much a given I'm going to win. Bouffalant will do 90 with Revenge, which does 20 plus 70 if Pokemon was just knocked out. So he does that. I draw, I Champ Buster, and that's the game. So yeah, it was a pretty good match. It was very close. Definitely very close. Yeah, Chris's deck is pretty good. It just has the misfortune of being weak to fighting, which is pretty much all my attackers are fighting. But overall, I love my deck. At the time of this recording, I had not lost with it. I went 6-0 that day. Now that result isn't typical. I am very afraid that my luck will run out by Battle Roads, but we'll see how it goes. Of course, once Battle Roads comes, I'll give you guys an update and stuff on that. So yeah, that's all for this battle video. I hope to have some more. I did make another match with Chris, and I'll probably post that eventually. So that is all for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment in the video below, in the space below. Sorry. Leave a comment in the space below. Tell me what you think, what I can do to improve on my battle videos. I try to give good commentary, but you know, this is for you guys. So just tell me what you want me to do. I can't guarantee that I'll do it. I mean, it's still my decision, but I do want to give you the best product. And I'll try and make some videos with, some nationally known decks. Maybe, Ross's deck or Magnabor, I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, once again, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Check out my channel and my website for trade information. And that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you.